Welcome to the Robofest 2026 kickoff meeting number 2. Thank you all for joining us today. For the agenda this evening or afternoon, whichever the case may be, we're going to do some introductions. We'll discuss the 2026 season schedule. We'll review the game rules, and then we'll have a Q&A for the game only. And then we will review the competition rules and highlights for the general rules, competition categories, how teams advance to the World Championship, and then we'll have another Q&A session and then wrap up the video, the meeting. So if everyone could please keep your microphones on mute for a while until we get to the Q&A session. We'll make sure that we answer everyone's questions at that time in an orderly manner. Robofest is a trademark of Lawrence Technological University and is founded in 1999 by Professor C.J. Chung, Math and Computer Science Department at Lawrence Technological University. We are a festival of competitions using autonomous robots, offering students the opportunity to master the principles of STEAM while also having fun. Since 1999, our first year, we've served over 38,700 students in the RoboFest competitions, including teams from 18 states and 39 countries and regions. As mentioned, RoboFest is managed by Lawrence Technological University faculty and staff. 100% autonomous robots are required using sensors. Any robot platform or programming language can be used for most categories. We provide small team experience with a maximum of 5 students per team for most categories, but the average is 3. Our events are challenging, using dynamic playing fields, unknown factors, and no direct adult help. We recognize all participants with personalized medals and certificates. We consider ourselves very affordable, being able to reuse old kits and off-the-shelf parts for most of our game parts. This year, the team registration fee is $100. We offer a variety of competition categories for more opportunities in STEAM learning, and we hold ourselves accountable using anonymous surveys of participants before and after the competition to measure the success of the program. Our mission is to generate excitement and interest among young people for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, computer science, and AI. We also hope to develop essential skills such as teamwork, leadership, creativity, communication, and problem solving. And we also hope to prepare students to excel in higher education and technological careers. I'd like to introduce the RoboFest staff. With us today, we have Dr. Chris Cartwright, the Executive Director.
Hi.
Professor Elmo Santos, our Technical Director. My name is Shannon Polonis. I'm the Assistant Director. We have 2 RoboFest coordinators working with us, Pam Sparks and Ann Roosh. We have a web developer, Stephen Criscala, and Marilyn Wiseman is our department administrator. We have 3 student assistants currently, Arya Arnold, Sebastian Beristain, and Adrian Lopez Olmos. With us also this evening is Dr. C.J. Chung, Professor of Computer Science and RoboFest founder. He is their advisory board chairperson. Dr. Cartwright serves on the executive council, and Dr. Eric Martinson and Dr. Vijay John are also part of the LTU Executive Council, who guide us and make sure that we're meeting all of our goals and working towards the STEM education purposes. Our advisory board helps develop the assessment. There's several members of our advisory board. Welcome to them. And we also have technical committees for each of our categories who help define and design and refine the competition rules and judge qualifiers and World Championship events. And we do have short bios of each committee member available on the category pages of the RoboFest website. We've had some sponsors throughout the years. Last year we had 2 sponsors, large sponsors, and we are an educational partner of the Michigan Department of Education. We offer scholarship opportunities for each student who participates in RoboFest. They can earn up to $3,000 annual renewable scholarship for a total of $12,000. It's, like I said, available to any RoboFest participant in any category at any time. After submitting an application to the university, they are steered to complete the RoboFest scholarship application and submit a 400-word essay regarding their experience and their career goals. And then they submit a letter of recommendation from one of the RoboFest coaches or mentors. The submission deadline is April 1st of next year for incoming freshmen in fall. We also offer World Championship scholarships for Lawrence Tech University, awarded to the first, second, and third place senior game, exhibition, RoboArts, RoboMed, UMC, and VCC teams at the World Championship. First place is $20,000 annual renewable for $80,000 total. Second place, $64,000. Third place, $56,000. Students must enroll at the LTU the same year as their high school graduation and must meet admissions criteria and maintain a GPA of 3.0 or better. We are offering or working with the Michigan Department of Education to produce the 99H grant funding. We are still waiting for details on how to register and receive that information. We will be posting that information as it becomes available to us on the grants page, and we will include it in our e-news as well. So if you're in Michigan and are looking for information about the 99H grant funding, it's coming hopefully very soon. We cannot produce RoboFest without site hosts. The site host opportunity we rely on local volunteer sites. It's a great way to make your organization visible around your community. You can showcase your facility, your staff, and your students to prospective students or clients and their parents, media outlets, and the community. Competitions are usually only half a day. You can schedule them weeknights, Saturdays or Sundays, or in afternoons. There is information on our website under for site hosts. The application and the frequently asked questions are available there if you're interested in hosting an event. We briefly discussed the 2026 season schedule. We are now in our preseason, our second kickoff meeting today. We're having our final kickoff meeting on January 10th. January and February, we're hosting workshops for registered teams and game and exhibition qualifiers. February 14th, we are looking for some game teams to help us with the warm-up and judge training at Lawrence Tech. On February 21st, the U.S. competitions begin. April 13th, the video qualifier submissions are due. And April 16th, video qualifier and waitlist teams are notified of advancements to World Championships. So all the qualifiers are completed by April 16th. April 18th. On April 25th, we will be hosting Michigan Invitational events at Lawrence Tech. And on May 14th, 15th, and 16th, we're hosting our 27th RoboFest World Championship events at Lawrence Tech University. As I mentioned, the technical workshops are on campus in the Computer Science Robotics Lab. They are free for registered game or exhibition teams, and students can register for multiple workshops if they want to learn different languages or work with different robot platforms. The workshop materials will also be posted on the eAcademy page after the event is over. Coaches are encouraged to attend the workshops with their teams. The list of technical workshops and the links to registration is under the available workshops menu on the registration page. But here's the events as they are scheduled currently. The workshops, we have 2 on Saturday the 17th. Intro to Game with Vex IQ and Vex Code. Intro to Exhibition with Lego EV3 and Spike Prime combined with Scratch programming language. And then on Saturday, January 31st, we're hosting Intro to Game with Lego EV3 and Spike Prime combined with Scratch. So if you're interested in either one of those, registration is open, but we do ask that teams be registered for a qualifier first. Okay, since most of you are here to want to learn more about the game rules, I'm going to turn it over to Elmer and we're going to review the game rules and then we'll get to the rest of the qualifier categories and open categories after that. So we'll go through the game and then we'll have a Q&A for game rules. So take it away, Elmer.
All right, thanks, Shannon. We're going to start with a video. All right, can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. All right, so that's the video. I'm now going to go through the specific rules. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pleased to introduce this year's game, Building Bridges. Robots build bridges by performing precision tasks such as positioning heavy materials. They improve safety, efficiency, and accuracy through autonomous operation and collaboration with human workers. All right, so the tasks are to build a bridge uh, to one of three possible locations, to move footing one into place, and then to span the river with two bridge beams, and finally to roll a test load across the bridge. Um, as normal, a maximum of 2 minutes are allowed and one full reset. All tasks must be done autonomously without external help. And once again, there will be unknown tasks and factors that are unveiled 30 minutes before a 30-minute work time for each of the two rounds. And those include the target bridge location, the robot's starting orientation, the start line location, bridge beam 2 location, test load location, and some game ending task. And I'll go through the details of that soon. Two divisions, once again, junior and senior. Team size maximum 5. Registration fee is $100. Okay, here's the field setup. The robot starts with one wheel, at least one wheel over the start line and touching bridge beam 1. So the bridge beam 1 can be onboard the robot in the gripper. It's up to the team. And then the robot starting orientation is unveiled before work time on the unknown task factor sheet. And then these are the three possible locations. North is shown, and it could also be east or south. And the location will be unveiled before the work time. Uh, footing 1 will be placed on the covering. It'll be placed. Oh, sorry. Footing 1 will be placed on the black line covering an object marker, and then the test load will be positioned on the start line, and then the second beam will be approximately here, flush with the edge of the table. Yeah, this kind of shows the possible bridge locations that could be unveiled. And here's some more details of the field. Yeah, the pathways to the bridges will be consistent. The start line location will be something that could change from round to round. Same thing with the bridge beam location, and those will be information on those will be on the UTF sheet. Okay, task and scoring. All items will be checked at the end of the round. The robot must start in the unveiled orientation. Um, yeah, first task is to move footing one from the original location into position to hold the bridge beams. So for maximum value, it's 15 points if it's moved to the correct location, and it's 10 points if it's moved, which is partial credit. Um, delivering the bridge beams one and two, it's 20 points. It spans the river with perfect placement. Um, and there's partial credit for correct location, um, or one end touching either footer or moved from original location. Delivering the test load, 20 points if the load is placed on the bridge before the midpoint and roll it into the bin, such as you saw in the video. There's partial credit if it's placed after the midpoint but still rolls into the bin. 15 points if it's placed on the bridge beams but gets stuck on them and winds up there at the end of the round. So that's partial credit. Another partial credit if it's placed directly into the footing two without touching the bridge beams. And then also partial credit if it's simply moved. Completed end task. Once again, we're dividing them into two parts. The first part, if the robot is stopped in the correct location, and the second half is if the correct display is shown. Okay, here's some. I'm not going to go through all the details, but we have some pictures to show you some um, how to score. Right, this shows the footing one moved into the correct location. Right, some examples of that. Um, that it's moved. Right, you can see the marker, or that it's not moved. Right, the marker is still covered. Here's some details on the bridge beam scoring. Perfect placement, right? Basically, the black line's covered. It spans the river. It could be either orientation. Correct location. You can still see some of the black stripe. Um, just one end is scored. Here's some examples of that, and then here's an example of moved. Okay, differences between junior and senior. The game ending task will be harder for senior. The start line location is unveiled after impound for senior. The bridge beam two location, it's unveiled before work time for junior, but it has to be calculated for senior. I'll go through an example of that later. And then juniors only allowed one onboard controller. Seniors allowed more than one. Vision's not allowed in junior, but allowed in senior. Let's see. Okay, materials. We use our traditional 6-foot table with a contrasting background. Footing. The footings are made. The footing one is made by a 1x2, 30 centimeters long, with tape marks. The footing two is made from foam board. The river is a piece of a dark paper, and then the bridge beams are also 1x2s, slightly shorter. And then the test loads, the tennis ball any color. Lines are made with electrical tape, and the object markers are uh, made with hole reinforcement stickers. And then you use some transparent tape to secure the pieces. Yeah, here's some detail on the footing and the bridge beams. And here's some detail on the footing two and the river. And then some details on how to make a footing. It's basically a single piece of foam board that's scored and then folded and then attached at the ends. Okay, robot specifications. Only one robot at a competition must be created by students. Any robot kit and material. Maximum length and width, it's 50 by 35, including expansion. No height or weight limitation. Any number or types of sensors. Any number type of motors. All the wheels must touch the surface during inspection. They must have labels. Must have a display screen for the game ending task. Must be started using a button or a sensor on the robot, not by tablet or computer. What's the last one? I can't read that. Oh yeah, cannot damage field game elements or may be subject to penalty. All right, violations, reset and end of the run declaration. When any of the following occurs, judges shall stop gameplay immediately, and the robot if it's still moving. Um, if the human touches the robot or field materials, uh, if the robot falls off the table, basically any part of the robot touches the floor, or anything that the term is illegal. The team may request a full-time reset, one-time full reset with penalty at any time. If the reset is selected, time continues to run. The team may declare the end of the round at any time. Players should not move the robot until instructed by the judge. If the robot is still moving at the end of the run, no points will be awarded for the game-ending task. Okay, only contestants are allowed in the competition areas. When the UTFs are unveiled, teams will be provided a hard copy. Teams will have 30 minutes to work after the UTF is unveiled. Teams must share the field during work time, and team members may ask clarifying questions, but um, any questions regarding scoring and procedures should be referred to the rules. All teams must submit their robot to the impound area at the end of work time. Teams that do not impound the robot will be subject to penalty. During the impound process, the judge will inspect the robots. No power is supplied at the impound. Teams will compete in a predetermined order, and then during the rounds, all team members must remain in the spectator area. When a team is called to compete, a maximum of two contestants are allowed to retrieve the robot. The judge or MC will check if the timer is ready, if the judges are ready, if the teams are ready, and do a countdown. Contestants must stay near the start zone. They should not follow the robot. They can approach the robot only at the to end the run, request a reset, or when the judge tells them. Final scoring is done after the run is over. A team member must sign the scorecard to confirm the team's score, and teams will play 2 rounds, each having a different set of UTFs. Okay, once again, we will be using best plus average, and then tiebreakers will be best of the 2 rounds. Second tiebreaker is highest time left if 100 points, and the third tiebreaker will be a rerun if needed. And since we've implemented the best plus average system, I don't think we've had any actual yeah, we haven't had too many tiebreakers, maybe one or two. All right, here's a scorecard. I've already gone over the criteria, but here it is on a scorecard. All right, here's an example of a UTF. I'll start with a junior. Right, so junior, we basically unveil all the information, the robot starting orientation, the bridge location, right? In this case, it's south, and then the X and the Y dimensions, basically where the start line is, and then where the second bridge beam starts. right? So these are the only things that you're gonna, I mean, these two, and then the build location are the only things that have to change between rounds. So here's an example of the game ending task. Robot must be stopped with some part over the intersection of the black lines and displaying the answer to. And then this is just a math question. And yeah. Yeah, so if they display the answer to that, they would get the credit. For senior, it's a bit more complicated. We'll give you the starting orientation and the bridge location, but then the X and Y are unknown, right? You know the range of the X, and then Y, it's some function of X. So sometime during the actual round, the robot's got to determine X and Y. And then for good measure, in this case, the game ending task also involves X, right? Stopped and displaying the answer to the equation X plus 3 squared. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how um, the ETFs work and how it's a little different for senior. And we hope the setup isn't too bad. As I said, it's only a few items that between rounds to change for the judges. Once again, we will have a video submission option. So if you cannot attend in person or would like a second chance, you can submit a video, and then the specific requirements are outlined in our general rules. All right, and then lastly, let's have some FAQs. Yeah, this is a carryover. The limit on controllers, as I said earlier, the junior is limited to one, but no limit for senior. Um, is a motor powered by an external battery legal? So the answer to that is yes. If it starts off the round not moving and is turned on autonomously. How accurately do the objects have to be placed? But basically, they should be judges should be placed. Make sure they're placed on the markers and aligned within plus or minus centimeter. Okay, if the midpoints are different on the bridge beams when placing the footers, which midpoint is used to determine whether the test load is loaded properly? So it's basically the one that's closer to footer 2, basically farthest from the robot, right? So that basically gives the benefit to the team. What are the options for where beam 1 starts? Yeah, beam 1 has to be touching the robot, so it can be on board, it can be in the gripper, or it can be touching the table and the robot. And then there have been some questions of a 1x2. Oh, excuse me. But it's got a cross section of approximately 3/4 of an inch by one half, and there's a link in the rules that gives some more detail about a 1x2. What is the outcome regarding staying intact if the robot comes apart during the match? A team asks for a reset, puts the robot back together, and it stays together. Does the team get credit? So the answer is yes. The game is judged at the end. So if it's intact at the end, it's you get the credit for intact, but you do lose 3 points for the reset. Do the UTF calculations have to be performed by the robot, or can they be hand calculated? So they may be performed by hand, though some part may need additional input from the robot. So in the senior UTF for sure, junior perhaps not as much. All right, I'd like to thank the game committee members for this year, Mr. John Arnold, Dr. Cartwright, of course, Professor Peter Gunther, and then Mr. Stephen Kriskala. All right, so hopefully you find the game challenging and fun. Are there any questions at this point?
If you've got a question, you can either turn on your microphone and just say the question, or you can raise your hand and you can we'll answer questions about the game at this point. we've done, I guess, the best job we could by explaining things.
Okay,
So
hopefully.
hopefully if you have any questions that come up after we're done here, just go ahead and email them to any of the staff listed. Our emails are robofest@ltu.edu. So if there are no questions, how many folks are participating in game? Is everyone? I think we have a site host. Dr. Coleman's a site host. Stephanie, you have teams that are game or just bottle sumo? Yep. Not sure. They're still deciding. Okay.
Okay, hopefully
Um,
they'll do game or both.
yes, both. I know Monique and I spoke earlier on the phone, and you have some teams that are interested in game.
Yeah,
Um, so that's
yeah.
exciting. Um,
Lincoln, I'm John Lonsway from Lincoln Middle School, and I participated in Robofest for many years, fell out of it, and now we're coming back. But it all seemed
yay.
pretty clear what you were saying. And
Okay.
the game, I think, is an entertaining idea. So I almost always have my teams play for the game.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
Where is Lincoln Middle School? I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not familiar.
We're at
Oh,
Warren, Michigan.
okay.
Yeah, so I know there's a Lincoln in Ypsilanti, but um, and I'll probably have a high school team that's going to try and do the
Awesome.
vision contest
Oh,
this year.
wonderful.
So
Oh my gosh. Okay, well we have an announcement for the vision. We don't have the rules just yet. The committee still I'll go through that in just a minute too.
yeah,
So
yeah. Sorry, I just want to let you
awesome.
know we're
Yeah.
interested in the
Yeah,
game.
thank
That's
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
All
Welcome
right,
back. We love that.
thank you.
We tell
Sure.
your friends. We want more like you to come back and see us because yeah, we
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want to
I think it's a great program. Anyway,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, we'll probably have
Okay,
one
so
do the game and two do the sumo for sure.
Hey,
okay.
great. Great, Stephanie.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run through the rest of the presentation that we have prepared. It's um, I'm going to run through the general rules highlights. Now, this is not all the general rules. We are hoping that all the coaches and site hosts review the general rules in detail, but we're just going to go through the summary um, and we'll get started there. So, who can be a coach? The coaches, the qualifications and responsibilities. They are the responsibilities are to register the teams in the system or register themselves in the system with a valid and confirmed email, review and understand the general and category rules, register the team, including all the information that it's requested. We're using full name, grade, birth date, student and parent email, and then pay the fee before the registration closes. The coach should also coordinate the completion of the informed consent release and media authorization form. If you include the parent's email in the registration, the parent will receive a link. Then they can complete the form online. It's quite easy to do. If they don't complete it online, it's the coach's responsibility to get a signed hard copy from the team members' parents. The coach is also asked to coordinate the pre and post assessments online. They receive a link in the confirmation email, and then at the end of the season, we send out another email to the coaches with another link to send to the students to complete this assessment surveys. The coaches should facilitate, transport, and oversee the team members at meetings and competitions and ensure that the students do the work. We really encourage the coaches and parents and teachers to not directly assemble the robots or write and edit code or program for the team at any time. We really want the students to be the ones that are doing all the work. And so we have a coach pledge that we ask coaches to agree to and abide by. It's quite lengthy. I'm not going to read it here, but please review the coach pledge in the general rules document on our main page. Any organization can form a team. Schools, homeschools, organizations like as Scouts or 4-H or any after-school club can form a team. There is a grade level and division for each competition category, but we do have age division waiver requests that can be completed. So if you have younger students that want to participate in up to compete up with a higher level, or just if they're not quite the level at the beginning, we do usually accept those age requests. Um, Students may join multiple teams, but not for the same category. So they can participate in, 3 or 4 teams if they want to, as long as they're all different categories. Chances are you won't have students doing that, but we do get a lot of students that do at least two. A team can register for multiple qualifying sites. So game or exhibition teams can re-register if they don't get the outcome that they want at their first qualifier. They can keep competing and for other chances to qualify. As far as the team responsibilities, we require that students do all the work. As I mentioned, coaches and mentors should only help them and guide them find their solutions. Teams should observe all the general and category rules, observe the event check-in time set by the site host, which would be listed on usually a half hour before the start time of the event. They should bring all their materials they need on competition day, follow the pit area rules, meaning that no only teams and authorized adults in the pit, and that no communication with coaches, parents, and mentors during the work time in the pit. We expect teams to respect other teams and spectators and maintain the spirit of Robofest. We also have a team pledge that we recite at the beginning of the qualifying categories. We have 8 competition categories in 2026. There are different types. There's qualifiers and open categories. We have game style with fixed rules, or exhibition style, which are project-based categories. And all these categories offer different skill and experience levels and varied STEAM subjects. So our qualifiers are game and exhibition. The open exhibition style are Robo Arts, Robo Med, and Robo Parade. And the open game style competitions are Bottle Sumo, Unknown Mission Challenge, and Vision Centric Challenge. As Elmer went through the game competition category, it is a qualifier, and it is called Building Bridges. There's 2-minute rounds to achieve tasks that are unknown or unveiled at the start of the competition. There's 2 age divisions, junior and senior, a maximum team size of 5, and the rules are available on the game page on our website. Bottle Sumo is a challenge where autonomous robots compete to be the fastest robot to push multiple bottles off a playing field. And then they're ranked, seeded, and then they're head-to-head. They push their opponents off the playing field in a matchup. There are 4 divisions this year. We've added the Junior Unlimited. The Junior Classic is limited to Lego NXT, Lego EV3, Lego Spike Prime, and Vex IQ. Junior Unlimited is any robot platform, grades 5 through 8. Again, Senior Classic and Senior Unlimited, the same limitations on robots for 9th through 12th grades. Maximum team size is 3, and we do have a World Championship rule update for the 2026 season. So please, if you're interested in the open category at the World Championship, review the rules on the Bottle Sumo page. The Unknown Mission Challenge is a challenge where the tasks are completely unknown until the day of the challenge, and the teams come to the competition with all their robot components unassembled at the start of the event. There's 2 age divisions, junior and senior, maximum team size of 4, and we are limited to the Lego and the Vex IQ kits. The rules to get started on practicing for an unknown mission challenge, but not the actual mission, are available on our UMC page. We do have links to some of our old missions, so if the team wants to try on their own to see how they do, we do have some of our old missions on the website. The Vision Centric Challenge this year is a vision-based robot challenge for advanced high school students. The challenge this year is a Robo Driver Traffic Sign Challenge. The webcams, and I'm not very familiar with the program. If Dr. Chung is still on and you would have a question about the Vision Centric Challenge, the rules will be released in early December on our VCC page. So it looks really exciting. It's really very timely with all the taxi services and driverless vehicles around, it's kind of important that they know how to read traffic signs. The Robo Parade is a competition where robots are constructed and programmed by student participants to follow a parade route, detect other vehicles, and start and stop without human help. The theme for this year's World Championship event is Animal Kingdom. Local events may have their own theme if they want to host their own. We don't restrict them, but teams that do come to the World Championship, they get uh, credit for following the theme closely. The robots pull or carry decorative parade floats, and we allow moving parts. It's an expanded junior age division, 4th through 8th grade, with no age waiver requirement. It's a great category for beginning autonomous robotics with a maximum team size of 5, and the teams are only allowed one robot. Or I'm sorry, teams of one are allowed, but will receive the lowest possible score for teamwork on the rubric. The rules and judging rubrics are available on the robofest.net website on the Robo Parade page. Exhibition is a qualifier category where teams compete at local qualifiers or through video submission to advance to the World Championship Finals. Teams have complete freedom to create interactive and intelligent robotics projects. There are 2 grade age divisions with a maximum team size of 5, and check out the rules and rubric on our exhibition page. Robo Arts is an exhibition style open category where the projects specifically are focused on the visual, including drawing, painting, kinetic arts and sculptures, or performing arts, including dance, music, and skits. We have a really wide variety of Robo Arts competitions projects every year. They're really neat. 2 age divisions, grades junior and senior, maximum team size of 5. And again, check out the Robo Arts page for the rules and the rubric. RoboMed is an open category exhibition style projects of intelligent and interactive biomedical robotics devices or related to biomedical and healthcare fields using sensors and actuators. This promotes an entrepreneurial mindset, and teams are encouraged to include that in their documentation and their presentation. There are 2 age divisions, junior and senior, with a maximum team size of 5, and the rules and rubrics are on our RoboMed page. Some comments about exhibition style project requirements and limitations. This includes the exhibition, RoboArts, and RoboMed. Prior to the competition day, teams are required to provide a project description and a preview video that is uploaded to the registration system. And then source code is provided 1 week prior to the competition for the judges to review. Teams must then bring all the necessary materials for their presentation to their competition, and any material that is safe for humans can be used in the project. We encourage robot to robot and robot to human interactions. Wireless program controlled remotes are allowed. They must employ sensors, and the demo space is limited to 64 square feet. We do have some teams that enter a project that's been entered in a previous competition. We do allow that, but the team must share how it's different and what improvements have been made. Some information about how to advance to the World Championship from the qualifiers for the game and exhibition. It depends on the category and where the team is located. So there's 3 different locations: Michigan teams, US non-Michigan teams, and then international teams. Michigan and US teams may register for any open category event at the World Championship as long as space allows. So this is specifically for game and exhibition. For game teams in Michigan, each first place winning team advances automatically to the finals on May 16th. Other teams may be invited to the finals based on their qualifying score. As we go through the competition season, we start ranking all the teams, and we fill up the floor, the quotas of the U.S. teams based on this team's score. So the higher the score, the higher the chance of the teams getting an invitation. But if the teams would like an automatic or like a chance to qualify, or they know that they probably wouldn't advance, but they know what they've done and they would like to improve, there's opportunities for them to compete again. They can compete at any other local qualifier in Michigan, or they can compete via video qualifier submission. And we also are hosting a Michigan Invitational event at Lawrence Tech on April 25th. So the end of the season, anybody that still would like to chance to qualify again may join us at the invitationals. For teams outside of Michigan in the US, it's very similar. The first place winning team at each qualifier automatically advances. Other teams are invited based on their scores. And then there are two ways to qualify second chance, either at another local qualifier or a video qualifier submission. There's quite a few groups in Florida right now that are hosting events, and so a lot of teams try multiple qualifiers, and we're very fortunate to have that opportunity outside of Michigan. For exhibition, regardless of where they are located in the US, each first place winning exhibition team at the qualifier automatically advances. Other teams may be invited to the Robofest World Championship exhibition finals based on their preview video and their score. So make sure the teams have a good video. They can resubmit a preview video if they would like. They could also uh, um, submit a video qualifier with a new presentation um, uh, for a second chance to qualify. So for international teams, we are working with several member countries for game and exhibition and open category teams to compete at their local events. The list of international directors is available on our website. Teams are advanced to the World Championship through the director based on the set quota, based on the number of teams they're hosting. The non-member country international teams, we are getting a couple of teams interested in international just coming at for open categories or video qualifiers. So there are lots of ways for teams to participate from outside the US. A little bit of more information about video qualifier submission, international game and exhibition teams in non-member countries or US exhibition teams. Game and exhibition teams are register. International is one group and US is another. There is the registration fee, just like all the other qualifiers. For game teams, the unknown tasks and factors sheets will be emailed to the coach on April 2nd. And then this team has to submit their video by April 13th. We do allow adults to help produce the video, and teams should acknowledge everyone involved in the video production at the end credits. You upload the video and then insert the link to the video on your registration page, and then it is judged after the submission date. So at this point, we are done with the presentation. Does anyone have any other questions? You can ask questions about the game if you choose, if something came up and you couldn't remember at the time, or any in general questions regarding the presentation or the season upcoming. We're happy to help.
Actually, one question.
Sure.
I might have a school in Quebec interested in hosting. Do I
Okay.
need to have them contact their international director, or
No, Quebec would be, we have an international director in Nova Scotia. We have an international person now in Windsor. So Canada's kind of like a hybrid international. So they could become a director for Quebec if they
okay?
want to contact me directly. They don't have to
Okay.
go through Acadia.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Wonderful.
that's it.
Any other questions? I think we've done our job very well, Elmer. It's always a sign. How many questions do you get?
Yeah.
Okay, if something else comes up, please reach out. We can stop the recording now.
Okay.